Transmission lines, problems on secondary applications of the lines, series on electromagnetic field theory, lecture number 2.31. Transmission lines, they have several applications. Carrying signal from one point to another point or transfer of signal from one location to another location is considered as the primary application of the transmission lines. Fabrication of quarter wave transformers, fabrication of L and C circuit elements from pieces of transmission lines. These are considered as secondary applications. Measurement of impedance is also considered as secondary applications. Some more secondary applications also exist for lines. In the present session, the focus is on problems set around secondary applications of transmission lines. To begin with, we consider a problem. It is set around quarter wave transformer. This is example 1. Determine characteristic impedance, physical length and physical distance of insertion from the load of a matching quarter wave transformer for the given data. Here, load matching is effected by inserting a quarter wave transformer. A line Z0, main line Z0 characteristic impedance is 100 ohms, load impedance is 50 plus J 75 ohms, primary constant C of quarter wave transformer is 12 picofarads, frequency is 10 megahertz. Already mentioned, C and epsilon are pertain to the line with which quarter wave transformer is made. Line Z0 in B, 125 ohms, ZL is 50 minus J 75 ohms, epsilon R is 2.25, frequency is 50 megahertz. So this is the information. We are asked to find out characteristic impedance, physical length, physical distance of insertion point from the load pertaining to quarter wave transformer. Solution A. So this information Z0, ZL, characteristic impedance of main line and load impedance both are given. T, primary constant C of the line from which QWT is made. It is 12 picofarads, frequency is 10 megahertz. Now RC over the load and SWR over the line can be found as, first RC, reflection quotient over the load, ZL minus Z0 by ZL plus Z0. The substitution results in 0.537 at an angle of 1.69. From the magnitude, one can find out reflection quotient 1 plus gamma by 1 minus gamma. It comes out 3.32. As load impedance is inductive, how do we know it is inductive? Because it is plus. Load impedance is given, it is plus, therefore it is inductive. As load impedance is inductive, nearest to load and QWT insertion point is voltage maximum. Hence, characteristic impedance of QWT becomes Z0 prime. This is characteristic impedance of QWT. It is a square root of Z0 rho. So it is Z0 square root of rho. Substitution results in 182.21 ohms. Physical length is L is lambda by 4. It is quarter wave transformer. Lambda is V by F, but V is 1 by C Z0. Substituting the values, we get L as 11.43. Okay. Note here Z0 prime. Actually, Z0 prime is a square root of impedances, input side and output side. So input side it is characteristic impedance of the main line, output side it is line impedance at the point of insertion. Point of insertion is voltage maximum. At voltage maximum, line impedance is Z0 rho. So using that aspect, Z0 prime is calculated. Physical location of QWT is right over maximum, voltage maximum, whose distance from load DQ is, this is distance, lambda theta L by 4 pi. For lambda, we can use V by F. Theta L already we have calculated. For V, of course, C Z0 is used. The substitution results 6.15 meters. Note this theta L is angle of RC overload. B, it is given that line Z0 is 125 ohms, ZL is 50 minus J75 ohms, epsilon R is 2.25, frequency is 50 megahertz. RC over the load. This is RC over the load. ZL, Z0 both are available. Substitution results 0.557 at an angle of minus 1.95. Rho 1 plus gamma by 1 minus gamma 3.5. Load impedance is capacitive. How do we know negative sign is there? That's why it is capacitive. Nearest to load and QWT insertion point is voltage minimum. Hence, characteristic impedance QWT is Z0 prime is square root of Z0 by rho. Z0 by rho is the line impedance at voltage minimum where we are inserting the quarter wave transformer. Z0 is line's impedance. So Z0 prime substitution results in a value of 66.72 ohms for Z0 prime, characteristic impedance of the QWT. Physical length L equal to lambda by 4, V by 4F. Of course, V is C by root epsilon R. Epsilon R is available, so substitution results length as 1 meter. Physical location of QWT is right over first voltage minimum. Of course, whose distance from load is. This is standard expression. Theta L is available. Lambda we can calculate. Lambda is V by F. V is C by root epsilon. Our substitution results in dq equal to 0.38 meters. We consider another problem, example 2. This is also based on quarter wave transformer. A 125 ohm lossless line terminated over an unknown impedance carries a wave with SWR 2.25. The first voltage minimum maximum is found at a distance of lambda by 8 from load. Determine load impedance ZL for matching a QWT with a CI of Z01 is inserted. Okay. Find out the minimum distance between load and quarter wave line and C value of Z01 in terms of Z0. Rework the problem when it is first minimum at lambda by 8 instead of maximum. Now solution. First we consider the Vmax voltage maximum at a distance of lambda by 8. First we consider this case. Then we go for first V minimum at a distance of lambda by 8. SWR is given, so gamma magnitude can be found. It is 0.385. It happened at a distance of lambda by 8. But first voltage maximum happens at a distance of lambda theta L by 4 pi. This is standard formula, standard relation between reflection quotient angle over the load and the distance of voltage maximum. It is given that it is equal to lambda by 8. From this one can find theta L is 1.57 radians. So gamma is known, theta L is known, so gamma L this is known. So ZL equal to Z0 into 1 plus gamma L by 1 minus gamma L. Substitution gives us 92.78 plus J 83.87 ohms. Insertion is at first Vmax located at a distance of lambda by 8 from load. This is given. Voltage max. Voltage max means characteristic impedance is line impedance at point of insertion, that is Z0 rho, and line impedance, characteristic impedance Z0. So it comes out 139.75 ohms. Now we consider second case, first V minimum at a distance of lambda by 8. Rho is given, so magnitude of reflection quotient can be found. And from the location of V minimum, it is pi by 8 equal to minus lambda theta L by pi. Theta L can be found as minus 1.57 radians. So gamma magnitude is known, its angle is also known. So ZL equal to Z0, gamma L is known. We can substitute to find 92.78 minus J 83.87 ohms. Here in the second case, insertion is at first voltage minimum. Therefore, Z0 prime is the line impedance at the point of insertion. It is minimum, therefore it becomes Z0 by rho multiplied by Z0, which is line's CI. It gives 83.33 ohms. We consider another problem, example 3. It is set around first voltage minimum, or we can say it is set on standing wave pattern property. A 60 ohm lossless line is connected to a load consisting of a series combination of R, L, C. Find SWR and distance of first minimum, D minimum from the load for angular frequency. Different frequencies are given. 10 power 8, 2 into 10 power 8, 0.8 into 10 power 8. 3 different angular frequencies. You are asked to find out SWR and distance of first minimum. This is angular frequency. A, first we consider A. What is omega L for this case? Omega L is 100 ohms. Omega C is 10 power minus 2 or 1 by omega c is 100 ohms. So ZL becomes R plus J omega L minus 1 by omega c. It comes out 30 ohms. Next, RC over the load is computed. How RC is ZL minus Z0 by ZL plus Z0. ZL is 30, we have already calculated. Z0 is 60 ohm. So substitution results 0.33 at an angle of pi radians. In the present case, load is pure real and less than Z0, and hence reflection quotient is Z0 by ZL, which is equal to 2, with the minimum staying right over the load. Voltage minimum standing right over the load. The same can be found even with cold calculations. Using the magnitude of RC, the SWR and its angle, the minimum distance can be as rho. Rho is 1 plus gamma L by 1 minus gamma L. Magnitudes you have to consider. So we have 1.99. Next, the distance of first minimum, it can be calculated with theta L equal to pi. Using this. This is standard relation. So here the point is this: without going for these formulas, one can make an estimate rho as 2, okay, and the load is less than characteristic impedance of the line and load is real. From these two pieces of information, one can know that the voltage minimum in the standing wave pattern, it exactly stands over the load. So first voltage minimum distance becomes 0. Same thing you can find by performing calculations also. B, given angular frequency omega is 2 into 10 power 8. Omega L is 200 ohms. 1 by omega C is 50 ohms. Therefore, ZL is 30 plus J 150 ohms. This is ZL. In the present case, load is inductive. How do we know this is plus? That is why it is inductive. And hence, the minimum must be at a distance more than lambda by 4 from the load. When load is inductive, first maximum appears, then minimum. If load is capacitive, first minimum, then maximum. Okay. Now, the RC over the load and from its magnitude, the value of SWR can be calculated. So, gamma L, this is ZL is known, Z0 is also known, given 60. So gamma L can be computed. It is 0.875 at an angle of 0.737. From the magnitude, one can compute standing wave ratio. It becomes 15. Next, the distance of first minimum is computed with theta L equal to 0.737 radians. It is given by this form, 0.308 lambda. Next, C, angular frequency is 0.8 into 10 power 8 radians per second. Omega L 80 ohms. Impedance is 30 minus J45. So it is capacitance, capacitive. In the present case, load is capacitive and hence minimum must be at a distance less than lambda by 4 from the load. As already mentioned, when load is capacitive, out of the two, maximum, minimum, voltage maximum, voltage minimum comes first, appears first, then voltage maximum. Now RC over the load and from its magnitude, the value of SWR can be computed. ZL is known, so gamma L can be computed within no time. From magnitude, one can compute rho. From the angle of gamma L, distance of first minimum can be computed. Now we consider another problem, example 4. It is set around finding load impedance. When a 100 ohm lossless line is terminated over a load of unknown impedance, the SWR over the line is found as 3. When a short replaces the impedance, two consecutive voltage minima are found 20 cm apart and the shift in a minimum is noticed as 6 cm. Find impedance connected to the line when the shift is towards source, towards load. Two situations we have to consider. Before going to the actual solution process, let us do some pre-processing solution. From the given information, the RC and guide wavelengths are 0.50 and 40 pm. The phase shift constant can be calculated as 2 pi by lambda. See, lambda is 40 cm. So from this, two consecutive voltage minima, it is 20. Lambda by 2 is 20. So lambda is 40. Now, from lambda, beta can be computed. Okay. Now, how this RC has come 0.5? SWR, from SWR, one can find magnitude of reflection quotient. It is 0.5, right? A. When the shift is towards the source, the phase angle of RC over load is This one. This is the formula. Shift is towards the source. Theta L can be found equal to minus pi plus 2 beta d shift. Beta is known, shift is also given. The substitution results in theta L equal to 0.40 pi radians. The load impedance then becomes, once you have gamma L with you, load impedance is Z0 1 plus gamma L by 1 minus gamma L. Gamma L is known, so substitution goes. B. When the shift is towards load, phase angle of RC over the load theta L is, note here minus is considered, here plus is considered. That difference is there. The sign depends upon the direction of shift. If it is towards load, plus; if it is towards source, it is minus. So theta L is minus 0.40 pi radians. Magnitude of reflection coefficient is already computed. Now angle is available. ZL can be computed within no time. Another problem, example 5. It is set around fabrication of L and C circuit elements from pieces of transmission lines, lossless transmission lines. The problem, consider a 10 megahertz lossless line with the constants, primary constants L, C given certain values, determine A. The shortest length of the line at which it acts as 150 picofarad capacitor on short circuit and then on open circuit. The shortest length of line at which it acts as a 2 microhenry inductor on short circuit and also on open circuit. This is the problem. Now let us go to the solution process. In the calculations, it is required the values of angular frequency. So F is given, so omega, he calculated omega, it is found equal to 6.28 into 10 power 7 radians per second. Propagation velocity V, 1 by root LC. So V is 1.15 into 10 power 8 meters per second. Phase shift constant, beta is omega by V. So it comes out 0.55 radians per meter. Characteristic impedance, Z0 is root L by C because it is a lossless line, 57.7 ohms. So these things we need to use frequently in the calculations. So these are all calculated first. A. Shortest length of line at which it acts as 150 picofarad capacitor. First we consider short circuited line, then we consider open circuited line. On short circuit, the input impedance of lossless line, because for lossless line, gamma propagation constant is J beta. It is ZSC equal to J Z0 tan beta L. This is basic formula. Now it requires to find smallest length L for which it acts as a capacitor and hence, so this is the impedance on short circuit. Let us suppose it is acting as a capacitor, capacitance C, then impedance of that capacitance is 1 by j omega C. It is line, therefore it must be equal to J Z0 tan beta L. This is solving this, we get L equal to 1 by beta tan inverse minus 1 by omega C Z0. Omega C Z0 is available, beta is available. Substitution and solution gives 3.8 meters. Here n pi is used as tan is periodic with pi and n1 is used as the requirement is shortest length. The same line is to act as capacitor on open circuited condition. Earlier we considered short circuited and open circuit. Now we consider on open circuit the input impedance of lossless line is this one. This is the formula. Now it requires to find smallest value of L for which it acts as a capacitor and hence 1 by j omega C is equal to this one, this value. So this is the impedance of the capacitor, whereas this is impedance of the line. Impedance of the line should be equal to impedance of the capacitor. So L can be solved. We get this relation, substituting omega C Z0 etc. and doing little bit of manipulation. We get L equal to 0.90 meters. In the above expression, n pi is used as tan is periodic with pi and n equal to 0 is used as the requirement is shortest length. Now we consider next bit. B. Shortest length of line at which it acts as a 2 microhenry inductor. First, we consider the line as shorted. On short circuit, the input impedance of a lossless line, already we have seen it is equal to JZ0 tan beta L. Let us suppose it is equivalent to an inductor. Inductance equal to L. So its impedance is J omega L. Line impedance is JZ0 tan beta L. So L is 1 by beta tan inverse omega L by Z0. So omega L by Z0 is 2.18. So substituting this result, we will be getting 2.07 meters. In the above expression, n pi is used as tan is periodic to pi and n is 0 is used as requirement is shortest length. The same line is to act as an inductor on open circuited condition. Earlier we considered short circuited condition, now open circuited condition. Under open circuited condition, impedance is JZ0 cot beta L minus is there. Notice. So J omega L is minus J Z0 cot beta L. L becomes 1 by beta tan inverse minus Z0 by omega L. Substituting Z0 by omega L and doing some trigonometric operations, we get L equal to 4.93 meters. As usual, n pi is used as tan is periodic. N equal to 1 is used as the requirement is shortest length. Earlier we used n equal to 0. But if you use n equal to 0 here, what happens? L is coming out to be negative. Negative lengths of the lines cannot be realized. So depending upon the situation, you have to select, you have to give appropriate value for the n. Another problem, example 6, this is also set around fabrication of LC elements from lossless line sections. A 100 ohm lossless line is operated at a frequency of 1 gigahertz. Determine shortest length of line at which it acts as 50 picofarad capacitor on short circuit and open circuit. The shortest length of the line at which it acts as 0.6 microhenry inductor on short circuit and open circuit. This problem is very much similar to the problem which we considered just now before coming to this problem. So we can go very fast. First we consider A. Shortest length of the line at which it acts as a 50 picofarad capacitor. On short circuit, length can be found as 0.495 lambda. On open circuit, these relations, expressions for L, this we have already encountered in the previous example, so I need not explain again. On open circuit, the length is substitution results in 0.245 lambda. B. Shortest length of the line at which it acts as 0.7 microhenry inductor. On short circuit, L turns out to be 0.246 lambda. On open circuit, length turns out to be 0.496 lambda. These are some of the problems set around secondary applications of transmission lines. This is what I want to share with you for now.